What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Domuto. We're back with another video. Today we are watching Call Me Arj. Ultra Vegeta must kill Broly at all cost. He got to. You know what I'm saying? He got to. You know what I'm saying? The right boy Broly's a pain in the butt for real. So we gotta get to it, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and let go.
So our story continues with Vegito now back in his true demon form, surrounded in his legendary by now Black Lightning, facing off with the now angelic Broly, covered in his contrasting White Lightning. As with a smirk descending down, Vegito would say, "I have to give you credit where credit is due, Broly. To make me have to enter this form for the second time, you really do have to be some kind of monster. You know that, right? The funny thing is, I never even considered you as anything before. Just another foe Kakarot and Vegeta proved greater than, even if while fused. But the truth is, now that I think about it, if I had really had your abilities to grow so much in power so quickly, improving mid-battle even, while I had gone through all the battles I've been through by now, oh my, I'd be at a completely different level by now." Before now lifting his finger out in a taunting fashion, Vegito would then begin motioning for Broly to come up to him, saying, "But I guess all I can do now is make up for it, and make all that hard work and training you keep yapping on about all a part of me.
What that means?
Come, Broly, show me what the power of a genius Saiyan fused with an angel is really like. I hope it's tasty." But Broly, coldly staring back, would take a moment to hear what the God Killer had just said before responding. "You hope my power is tasty? You no longer even sound like Son Goku nor Vegeta anymore. How can you not see how far you have changed and fallen, Vegito? The words you say, the way you act, I imagine you have been this way for some time now.
Yes, sir.
Ever since you killed your first god. These thoughts, they are not yours, my friend. They are Lucif's." And with that said, the legendary Angel Saiyan would rise up cautiously towards the God Killer, facing him head on as Vegito would reply, "Listen, buddy, whether my words and actions are my own, or this so-called great demon's, it matters not if the end is justified by the means, as long as my family are avenged. After all, just as Kakarot and Vegeta have accepted my independence from them, trust me when I say, I too could care less if I'm taken over by whatever you're claiming. Nothing, including you, will stop me from erasing all you damn gods and stopping your reign of terror on us mortals for good." But a still completely disappointed Broly, looking back unwaveringly, would just let out, "Mortal, oh Vegito, at this point, you couldn't be any further from that." Says you damn angel wannabe.
Oh, he on your ass.
As the
He on your
God
ass.
Killer would now come face to face
That boy
with
Broly look
Broly,
clean, though.
only inches away from the fused hybrid of Destroyer and Angel, as both of their electric auras would then begin to roar louder and more wildly at each other. And Vegito, now no longer laughing, would then aggressively demand, "Enough with your angry looks, Broly! Or is that even your name anymore? Brolus? Beerus? Whatever you are, if you are so hell-bent on stopping me, make your move now! To which Broly, now serious himself, would respond back, "My name matters not at this point. Today, I will be the one who smites you down to where you belong.
Oh shit.
Whether Son Goku and Vegeta are a part of you or not, what you have become will only end in tragedy for everyone involved. I will fight you today as the demon you have become, not the Saiyans I remember." And just like that, with his resolve set in motion, Broly would then instantly start powering up like never before, resembling more his old untamed Saiyan style as he
All
does
out
so,
there, Broly.
reaching an all new level of power. Right before the face of Vegito, who stands tall, not moving a muscle, as Broly ironically begins to look much more like a demon in his power-up than Vegito ever did. The furious energy and rising power level, however, would only serve to excite the Saiyan blood of Vegito, as he would comment, "Yes, show me everything you have, Broly. The stronger you are, the stronger I will become. Prove to me just how much of a difference this talent of yours really makes against one who will do anything to win." And with that said, true Demon Vegito would enter a power-up of his own, and notably with an old addition added to his back from when he absorbed black, as a lit-up divine symbol once seen on Merge Zamasu would then appear on the Merge Saiyan of uncountable gods and warriors alike. Leaving Broly to wonder under his breath. So, there was more to him than just that, as expected of the fusion of those two. While Vegito in response would say, "Don't you worry, Broly, you're not the only one with some tricks left in the bag." With that said, the two would then finally launch themselves at each other. One an angelic Saiyan, and the other a demonic one. But which side is good and which side is bad may not be as easy to call as usual.
Go at it. Ooh, okay.
And instantly the two would cross
Put the moves on 'em.
and collide head-on like competing bulls, left at a standstill, still grunting until... The two would suddenly then slam their foreheads into one another, both attempting at the same time to headbutt each other. And as they each try their best to push back on the other with gritted teeth and determination in their eyes, Broly would grumble, "You've closed the gap, it seems. The power of Lucifer truly is to be feared." While Vegito would just reply, "Lucifer this and Lucifer that. If anything, this power is the result of your fellow gods. Energy siphoned as my reparations for their actions. And yours will become part of it too soon enough."
Talk your shit.
But mid-dialogue, the noise of their voices would slowly begin to be drowned out by a sharp hum, as suddenly within the palm of Vegito's hand, and right near Broly's abdomen, a ball of shining energy would be in full formation. Shocking Broly as he finally realizes the 2 steps ahead his foe would be before... Vegito, callously would then quickly blast his former friend point blank. Quickly sending the legendary angel flying up in the distance with Vegito's ball of energy ingrained, still propelling Broly far up into the distance as Vegito would just laugh. How did I get caught? But this energy, this is not Vegito's! And Broly, who would not only be angered with how he was pulled off guard, would also realize this power was a far cry from what he experienced earlier.
Yeah.
And quickly, attempting to stop his ascent into space, Broly would instantly then grab with both palms the burning ball of energy before
Hey, Broly.
instantly pivoting his body to throw away Vegito's blast straight behind.
Broly, you go
And
all
with
out,
devastating
man.
impacts behind the destroyer, Vegito's energy would then explode for a bright explosion, casting a shadow over the cold-faced Broly. And in the aftermath, as the dust and smoke disappears into the nexus of space, Broly with an incensed stare would comment, "That attack was meant to kill. It was fused with destruction energy, wasn't it? Seems you want to end this quickly, and I have no reason to stand in the way of that, Vegito. Zeno knows I've trained long enough for this moment."
Of course, you want to
And
end this
just
bitch
like
quickly.
that, in a truly
get
unique and
stronger as you
unexpected
fight, nigga.
scene of Broly, the Divine Saiyan would suddenly then enter the signature fighting stance of the Angels, no doubt perfectly mastered by his merest side. His
Merest
body
side.
stable and solid as a rock, as his pupilless stare does not waver for a second off Vegito. Oh dear. But the God Killer, seeing this, would only laugh and have some comments of his own, as he would say, "How pathetic to see you adopt the same fighting stance as those gods now too. You've not only become a scum to this universe, Broly, but you've even lost the Saiyan roots I'm sure your father tried oh so hard to drum into you." Well, no bother. Allow me to remind you of our Saiyan heritage once more. I will show you. No god nor angel can challenge a true Saiyan. As in clapback, Vegito himself would then enter a fighting stance of his own. One of mortals and one of the Saiyans, reminiscent completely of Vegeta, as the two would then yell, "Broly! Vegito!" Leading to the two quickly then rushing in at each other like beasts, both as if with a grudge to settle. Smashing into one another in pure technical deadlock, as each of their fists and attacks are grabbed and neutralized by the other perfectly. Eventually splitting apart for Vegito to then launch a barrage of futile kick attempts at the angelic Broly, who dodges easily each and every attack with perfect ultra instincts. Eventually then blocking the God Killer's last kick with a loud thud, commenting, "Though your power may not be yours, your lack of fighting ability remains the same."
Like a fighting ability.
Switching instantly to pull his elbow back, ready to attack himself. But as he would, Vegito wouldn't stick around for long, instantly vanishing, making Broly miss wildly. But it's not even nanoseconds later that Vegito would then begin reappearing behind Broly in the distance.
They going at it,
with the
bro.
smiling Divine Saiyan commenting, "Seems you know you can't keep up with me hand to hand. Smart move, but I'm afraid I have you beat at all distances, Vegito." But Vegito from afar, hardly listening, would be in his own little world, laughing, as a powerful concentration of energy begins growing in his palm before screaming at the top of his lungs as a ginormous beam of energy shoots out rapidly towards Broly, making him look like a mere ant before it. And as it would get so close to the emotionless Broly that his face would begin to get lost in the light, the legendary angel would remain still until... With a sudden deep breath in, Broly would begin sucking in the surrounding gases of space so deeply, it would almost seem as if there truly was air out there.
What the fuck?
Classic Broly fashion, would immediately then blast out a beam of his own, straight out of his mouth, like the primitive Saiyan he once was, instantly reaching and equaling Vegito's own beam with ease, pushing it back as Vegito would just watch on in disbelief, commenting, "Looks like at least some part of Broly just never changes.
Yeah, that nigga,
The guy
that nigga Broly gave you some
truly
mouth.
is a freak of nature."
Yeah.
And as Broly would open his mouth
That nigga Broly gave you
wider
some
and
mouth.
wider, increasing the blast radius of his beam along with it, it would almost seem the angel would intend to continue the beam clash. That is, until suddenly, the body of Broly would begin to vanish mid-beam. But Vegito, seeing this, would be far from surprised, just giggling before looking back nonchalantly with a smirk as Broly would suddenly appear behind him with his fist already cocked back, with the God Killer commenting, "Like I haven't seen something like this 1,000 times. Good try, but..." But just as Vegito would begin moving to effortlessly dodge and counter, a strange, sharp pain within himself would cause him to instantly be paralyzed in the moment, his body frozen as if his mind were unable to control itself anymore. And as a result, landing brutally hard, Broly's punch would smack straight onto the cheek of the God Killer, shocking him as blood begins to splatter out completely from his mouth on impact. And in the brief seconds following the attack, as blood begins to spurt out, Vegito would only be thinking internally in anger, What the hell just happened there?
What happened?
Did Broly do that? No, he hasn't even landed anything until now. What is happening to my body? As when we would zoom in on his face more and more, with his final thoughts being, "It has to be them."
Damn.
And soon, once zoomed in completely, we would see who they must actually be. As Goku in Ultra Instinct form would then
nigga
be
fighting
seen
inside.
clashing fists with his eternal rival Vegeta in his own Ultra Ego form too. Followed up by another equal clash where both of their knees of the two powerful Saiyans would then collide as well. And as Goku would then throw another punch, Vegeta surprisingly would be the one to dodge at the last second. Huh? before then expertly grabbing onto the wandering arm, yelling, "You're going to need to do more than that to beat me, Kakarot!" Vegeta! Instantly then throwing the Ultra Instinct Saiyan down like a pile of wood, sending Goku flying down to the hard ground in panic mode as he looks back at Vegeta's monstrous strength. But just before impact, Goku would quickly stop at the nick of time, looking at Vegeta at first in discomfort, thinking, that form Beerus taught him really boosts his strength a heck of a lot. It's all offense, almost the opposite of what Whis and Beerus taught me. Before, with a smile and still upside
I'm talking
down,
about
he
Vegeta.
would comment to the prince, "Damn you, Vegeta. All this time, I've been battling and training with Black, that demon guy, and whoever else made their way down here. And somehow, you've still found a way to keep up with me. Guess you never really were lying about the difference between Saiyan royalty and a low-class warrior, huh?" Before slowly but surely beginning to rotate back to normal orientation in front of a watching closely Vegeta. Eventually getting back to the right side up and continuing with a smirk. "What's the deal? Where is it all coming from? Have you been training in secret or something? Maybe with Boo?" But a cockily pleased with himself Vegeta would just fold his arms and respond back, "Silly Kakarot, I've been training with you for the last 10 years if you haven't forgotten. You really must be as dumb as you look if you really think I would want to do any more just because a couple more freak shows arrived down here. At this point, you should know yourself the gains are minimal. We're no Broly, Kakarot. Our power will never increase every second of battle like it does with him. And that is exactly why his power must become ours."
Sure.
But Goku, still not wavering from his morals of not forcing Broly's assimilation, would suddenly grow angry as his power level would raise and he shouts, "That's not right at all! If more power is what you want, I'll show you how much of a difference training ourselves can make. You don't need to involve any more innocent bystanders."
Oh shit.
Just like that, Goku would then enter his own Ultra form, with Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego now perfectly completely combined together, just as they were with Vegito.
Okay.
As Goku would continue, "No more games. If this goes on too long, I'll never forgive myself. If you want to fight, then give it your all, Vegeta!" Instantly rushing in at a shocked Vegeta, who is surprised to see our hero suddenly go to his new form so quickly and so easily yet again.
Damn, Vegeta.
And
You ain't got
this
that?
time, with the dramatic increase in speed and power, Goku would quickly reach the Roll Saiyan and slam his fist hard round his jaw. But back in the real world, Vegito 2, who has recovered now from his own assault, would now suddenly regain control of himself. Angered as he realizes what's going on and comments, "Those damn brats! If I wasn't already preoccupied out here, I'd go in there and destroy them both! They messed this up for me, and I promise they will regret it!" With himself enraged, but now back in charge, the God Killer would instantly then slam his foot straight into the gut of
That nigga
Broly,
Vegeta having internal battles and outside battles, nigga.
sending him flying back
boy
moderately,
hard.
but
Pause.
coming to a stop soon enough. Commenting when he does so, "For a minute there, I thought Lucifer's power had finally made you lose your mind. Looks like you found your way though. Good. Glad you're not finished just yet. To which in reply, Vegito would just begin grinning, as slowly more and more black lightning would spontaneously begin to spark around. Until... Not even close, Broly. I'm just having some problems in my head right now. Maybe I'll check into a therapist once I'm finished here with you.
Ooh, that wasn't a tough line though. That wasn't a tough line though.
Vegito would flex his aura once more, skyrocketing his power level even further. Vegito! He's going even further! But as soon as Vegito would show a little more of his energy, Goku would react in panic once more. Continuing, damn it! He's still getting stronger. If I don't get out of here quick, Broly might not make it! But before he can worry any more about the legendary angel outside, inside, unfortunately, our hero would be dealing with a straight punch to the nose for his trouble, and for agonizing effect, shooting blood straight out instantly on impact. And his assailant, of course, would be revealed to be Vegeta, getting his own back, but noticeably now in his own Ultra form too, combining MUI and MUE, as he would scold, "You should be focusing on me, Kakarot! I don't know what world you're living in, but this won't go how it went all those years ago on Earth. I have the same forms as you now, and I will not be looked over by the likes of you!"
Okay.
Instantly then powering up to full power, with Son Goku's response only having to be... full power up of his own, as the two Saiyans ready themselves to end their rivalry once and for all.
Jerry, what you doing, man?
But back on the outside, a much louder and arguably more powerful roar of energy would be heard, as the newly unlocked true demon Jiren would be seen powering up to the high heavens, his body massively bulked up as dark red aura and black lightning covers every inch of his build. And Makoto, who at one point thought that this battle may have been over, would just be forced to take cover from the exceptional wind and pressure coming from the former Pride Trooper, as he uses his blood-stained angel wing as a shield, only thinking to himself, damn it, he's showing no signs of letting up.
That big Jerry for you.
Cut him down now, I'll regret this later. And with that said, Makoto would instantly once again extend an energy blade to replace his destroyed katana. But when we zoom out, the blade is no ordinary length, as it extends far longer than usual, all the while facing the roaring mass of aura that is Jiren before... Rest in pieces, demon! Quickly swinging his arm back, blade in hand, ready to slice open the stoic warrior mid-power-up. And indeed, within moments, the extremely extended blade would begin slamming down only inches from Jiren's face. But the actual look on the God-Killer's face would most definitely not reflect this, as he would stare unmoving in silence before... What? Without a fear in the world, Jiren would just catch the razor-sharp energy blade by his hand alone, instantly cutting himself in the process as blood shoots out, but regardless, Jiren's emotionless look would not change in the least, as Makoto, in stark contrast, would just be left shell-shocked, muttering, You're You're not serious! That blade is sharp enough to cut down gods! This mortal, he grabbed it! Get over here! But before Makoto would stare in awe anymore, Jiren would violently pull back his arm and the blade too, pulling Makoto forward along with it until... In the shortest of nanoseconds, the fourth of the 5 strongest would be face to face now with Jiren as if having teleported. And unfortunately, with Jiren's premeditated fist already poised to make impact, with Jiren's seemingly last words being, "Good night, warrior." And with one of the most brutal and hard-hitting punches of the entire series, Makoto's extreme speed moving forward is completely broken by just the impact of the God Killer's fist, immediately reversing his velocity and trajectory as his eyes and facial features nearly pop out from the force alone. And with a raspy scream of agonizing pain, the after effects are briefly made clear as Makoto's entire face is seen positively mangled and ruined, with blood shooting out in all directions, and his teeth now destroyed and separating from his gums. And just like that, Makoto would leave Jiren's gaze, shooting off far from the impact. So far and so fast, soon enough, he would leave the planet's orbit and smash straight into the surface of another one, creating a massive explosion on first strike that shakes the very core of the planet, destroying anything in its vicinity. In the aftermath, leaving the Blood Angel to just wallow in pain in a crater, smoking from just how fast he had traveled, alone and motionless, eventually zooming in to see his sorry and broken state, now completely silent and unknown whether he's even still alive. But once we're close enough to see his brutal, broken face, some signs of life can be seen. As though not speaking, the fourth would think to himself, What monstrous power! Never did I expect a mortal to reach this level. Truly, I understand why even Master feared Lucifer's power. This must only be a fraction of it. But if I don't stop him, what will happen? Z, Master, it looks like I may not be able to face you two again. I must do that. But as Makoto would ominously reflect on what he must do now, in the sky, suddenly a bright sparkle is seen, as if something is heading down at unfathomable speed. What? And shockingly, in a flash, it would be Jiren himself, not satisfied with the pain he has already inflicted, coming down fast with his foot forward, ready to stamp down and totally annihilate Makoto one final time more. And ultimately on impact, Jiren would only appear as a beam of energy, as Makoto is violently struck, sending his limbs upwards as he experiences a pain and impact like no other. An impact so strong, the entire planet Makoto was on instantly then explodes on impact, wiping out anything, if anything, that was on it too, leaving a bright light of cataclysmic destruction in its wake. And in its aftermath, floating among all the debris and remnants of the planet's surface is the legendary Fourth, now with half his body missing and clearly dead for sure, as when we see his face, it is no longer in pain and truly now resting in peace. But landing on a piece of planet close by, Jiren would land with grace, looking down now like a god himself at his victim and just commenting, "In the end, that is all it took to defeat you then, warrior. The darkness of this power that possesses me, it may be wrong, and it may not be justice, but the results speak for themselves. Son Goku's killers will be no match to me.
Oh shit.
And your revenge on whoever they are will unfortunately be lived through me. Sleep well, old warrior."
Okay.
Before Jiren would then turn around, having finished with the battle, closing his eyes and contemplating to
Jiren.
himself, "Master Gichin, would you really be proud of me using this power? I will try my best to honor you too." As in the background, an image of his now deceased former teacher would be seen,
Master
still
Gichin.
always on Jiren's mind. But suddenly, something would begin to happen to the thought-deceased Makoto behind, his eyes bursting open before suddenly, blood from his torso would explode out to create 2 new limbs made of crimson blood. And the rest of his body and torso
Crimson blood.
also then would become slowly covered in red, viscous liquid. Before finally, his body would rise up once again, with Jiren's back turned, only just
Come on,
about
Jiren.
realizing until...
What the hell is that?
Consider this my final stand, Jiren the Great. The great reveal of my true form. The one I wish to use one day on Dai himself. I am the Blood Demon! As shockingly, Makoto, in what
fuck?
appears to be a last stand, reveals himself now totally a creature of blood, with 4 fleshy tails exuding from behind, his voice, demeanor, and energy now well and truly demonic. Something about Makoto was never right to begin with, it seems.
You're right.
As staring at Jiren, Makoto would say, "Seems they may be more than one demon hiding in plain sight. Hey, Jiren? Looks like I'd at least atone for my sins by killing you." While Jiren would just look back and reply,
What the fuck?
"After all that talk about using Lucif's powers, I see you too could not help yourself." While back on another battlefield, 2 more warriors face off against each other in Broly and Vegito.
Okay.
And on yet another, Son Goku and Prince Vegeta, both in their Ultra forms, would stare down each other too, as the ultimate 6-way battle to decide the fate of the multiverse is about to begin.
Let me
But that
find
was
out.
it.
All right, 3 battles, an eternal battle. They got Vegito and Broly. We got my boy Makoto, whatever his name is, and Jiren. Okay. All right, they going at it for real, boy. They going at it, boy. Oh shit! This story is just getting better and better, man. The fights are getting better and better. I love it. Shout out to CallMeARJ again, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Check out the last one right here, and check out another video you might like right here. And I'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace.